This is Series 2, Episode 12. Today is the 20th of February 2022 and this is my weekend stock market update. I'll start the video talking about the general market conditions, show you what I'm seeing in the US because the US markets lead the stock market. Then I will talk about a specific sector. I've done this a couple of times recently where I will show you where I think money is moving and I'll explain the reasons behind it. So if you're interested in that analysis, please stay tuned to the video. Here is my disclaimer. Everything I talk about in this video is for informational purposes only. If you decide to take action upon that information, that is your decision. You are responsible for all of your trading decisions. Okay then, let me get cracking. Talked about this level many times. I don't need to keep talking about it every single week. It's the same as last week, guys. I said if we took out the low of this weekly candle here, then it would be negative, and that's exactly what we've done. But you can see again, the market did move up to that level yet again. So there's a lot of indecision there, but we took out this low of this bar. As I said last week, if we did that, it would be negative, and that's exactly what has happened here. So this is the Nasdaq, and so you will be seeing many growth stocks being hit, many technology stocks being hit, but it was all on the charts. I did try and spell this out weeks in advance. But let me just show you one more technical indicator that is also very negative. I'll show you this in real time. So if I go down to the daily chart, and what I'm going to do is add a moving average, a 50 period moving average. You'll see me talk about this a lot, 50 period or 50 day, because it's the way it works is each bar is one on this chart, 1 day. So each price bar is 1 day's of a price action. So if you draw a 50 period moving average on this chart, it means 50 day moving average. So this is a 50 day moving average. Now if I also draw in a 200 period moving average, give it a different color, say this, what you'll see is what they call the death cross. Very negative. Now I don't really follow this stuff too much because it's too delayed. Price action is king, but this is known as the death cross because the 50 period, this line here, is crossing over the 200 period right there. It's a very negative signal, and as I said, it's known in trading as the death cross and means there's a high probability the markets are going to continue to fall. So unfortunately nothing really positive to say about technology stocks and growth stocks at the moment, but there are pockets of strength as there always is in different markets. So let me talk about the rest of the indices first, and then I will talk about some pockets of strength. So now I'm going to go over to the Dow Jones Industrial Average weekly chart. Again, last week I said if we took out the low of this bar here, this weekly candle, then we're likely to see more selling, and yeah, unfortunately that's exactly what we're seeing. Now I've adjusted my support level here. Last week it was slightly higher up here because we had lots of touch points across here. So the support line was up here, but I've moved it down here because this is very strong support. That's why I put those big arrows there. So this is fully where I'm expecting the market to try and test on the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones stocks are likely to try and push their way down to this level, and then that will be absolutely critical to see if it holds. If it doesn't, I think you understand what that means. So again, the Dow, like the Nasdaq, is not looking good, and this is where we can expect, I think, price to test, as I said. And then if we start taking out this area, then who knows where we're going. So let's keep our eyes peeled. Now over to the S&P 500. Again, exactly the same story. Like I said last week, if we took out the low of this candle here, not a good sign, and I'm expecting the price on the S&P 500 to also touch this major support level. So we're approaching major support on the Dow and the S&P 500, but the Nasdaq looks extremely weak now. We have the death cross, we've broken major support, so the Nasdaq, growth stock, technology stocks look very weak, and I've been saying that for weeks anyway. So anyone that's following my videos will know that. And again, I tried to spell all of this out at the beginning of January and explain why I went into cash. But there we are. There's the analysis. Now guys, I said I would talk about a specific sector, so let me explain it to you. You may or may not know this, but when there is extreme fear in the markets, traders, professionals, will tend to move their money into gold-based assets, because it's a safe haven for when there's a volatile market. And with the tensions between Russia and Ukraine again still going on, there is a high chance that traders are looking for safety, so they will tend to buy the US dollar and jump into gold. So of course, if things change with that tension, then those situations can change and the stock change, but I can only show you what the market's showing me at this time. So at the moment, I think there's a good probability that gold stocks are likely to benefit from this weakness in the markets and this tension between Russia and Ukraine. So what I'm going to do now is talk about a number of gold stocks for you. I'm going to cover 7 gold stocks, individual names, stocks that I found that I think have the strongest sort of promise. But there are so many gold stocks. I think I could find almost 80. So I can't show you every single gold stock. So what I've done is try to pick out some of the best ones. But I highly recommend you to pay attention to the gold market, because like I said, the professionals will move money into gold and the US dollar when the markets are facing nervous times. So keep your eye on that. The reason I say US dollar as well, because that is the global currency. So it's the benchmark for the world currencies. So US dollar and gold. But like I said, I'll focus on gold. Let me start that now. So the first stock on my list is ticker symbol F for Freddy, N for November, V for Victor, FNV. This is a gold stock, and so will all the stocks I talk about for the rest of this video. They're all gold stocks. So what I see here is very nice support held, and earnings is due on this stock on the 9th of March 2022. So not long. Now, if I'm correct, then the market's already starting to price this in, but let me show you the technical setup I can see here. So we have this very strong support, and then we're approaching this level here. And this is basically, it looks like a treble bottom, but it's actually a double bottoms form, because this point here is actually lower than these two. So I don't want to confuse you too much, but just know that this is a very strong support level, and if we break above this major support resistance, that is a confirmed breakout of a double bottom breakout. So keep your eye on this stock. Now, like I said, the earnings is out on the 9th of March. So look for signs that this is about to break out. Keep your eye on the volume. You can see that the volume's okay. It's not huge, but I think it's worth watching this stock, guys. It's good fundamentally. We're at a round number here, 150. So I'm looking for a breakout of this resistance here. And like I say, earnings is out soon, so you could potentially get in before earnings. Up to you, because that is going to be the catalyst, likely to be the catalyst to move this up or down. Now, based on what is going on here, it looks like it's going to go up. No guarantees, of course, but there's the first stock for you. Let me show you the next stock now. Another strong gold stock. You can see that, look at the volume down here. There's a sudden increase in volume on this stock, and that's because the earnings report was on the 16th of February. So earnings is out on this stock, out of the way, and you can see it's very, very bullish report, and the markets liked it, and it looks like it's going to potentially move higher. So potential trade idea here. You could wait to see what happens. Now all of these charts are weekly charts. You can wait to see what happens, see if you can get some sort of consolidation like this, or because you just need to wait and see, it might do something like that, or it might come back down here and test this previous. You can see why I've drawn this line in here, right? 110, because of all these touch points along here. Look at them all, so many touch points that it's likely that if the market does come back down to test that area, it's highly likely to hold. Now nothing's guaranteed, so just remember your money management rules. But that does look like a strong stock, and I'll repeat it, earnings is already out on this stock. So that came out on the 16th of February. So keep your eye on this stock, very strong. Okay, over to the third stock now. Ticker symbol PVG. This looks already nice. I think this move here is because of a takeover that's taking place. So a lot of bullish price action here. So volume, very strong volume, and a bullish price action. And if I look at this on this weekly chart, this is a really nice base that's formed here as well. So we've got a kind of copper handle here. So a base is formed. Now we've got this sideways action, kind of like a flag. So here's a trade idea. Possibly earnings is due around the 24th of February estimation. I don't know the exact date, but this is another strong gold stock. This could be about to break out. I don't know. Safe entry would be here at previous support. Then you can manage your risk very closely by putting your stop loss somewhere around there. So that would be a lovely area on this stock. Another strong gold play. So remember, earnings is due around the 24th of February on this one. Based on this price action, looks like it's going to go higher. Okay guys, hopefully this is good news for you so far. That's 3 stocks that I've covered. Now I'm going to talk about some additional stocks. They are slightly more risky, but I will show you them and so you can make an informed decision. This one is definitely high risk because it's a low price stock. So be very, very careful with this one. But you can see that the volume is increasing quite substantially on this stock here, and it's moving quite rapidly. We're taking out this high here, and it might come back down and test that. I personally wouldn't want to touch this stock because it's too low price, so it's going to be very, very volatile. But could be one for you guys. The earnings on this is due on the 23rd of February. So that's 23rd. But this is another strong stock. You can see the volumes picking up here on this gold play. Ticker symbol NGD. Over to the next one now. Now earnings came out on the 17th of February, and look at what we have here. Let me go into detail on this one. Again, this is a weekly chart. They're all weekly charts. I like to be consistent with my analysis. So earnings is out 17th. Look, we have a cup formation, handle forms. Here's the dotted line where it's a confirmed breakout. We are breaking out on this stock on volume. Breaking out of a cup and handle pattern on volume, and earnings is out. So one for your watch list, guys. At least watch it. It might just go off to the races. I do not know what's going to happen, but if you see a pull back down to this area across here, you might want to look at taking that trade, and you can manage your risk by putting your stop down here below this handle. But these are just ideas. It's up to you how you act upon that information, because that might even come lower. You just do not know. Now for me, this is my honest opinion. If I saw this at $10, I'd be very interested, because you've got this. Look at this along here. You've got all of these touch points going all the way back along here. $10 on this stock, GFI, seems unlikely to take place because it's already gone up to $13, which is a 30% rise. If you did see it, that would be really nice. $10, round number, and all of this previous resistance is probably going to act as support at $10 on GFI. But it's a low price stock again, so high risk, high reward. But I just like the fact it's breaking out on volume out of a cup and handle. So there's a good chance it will probably try and test this breakout area, but sometimes they just go off and you never see them retrace. But just giving you lots of ideas here, guys. So that's another one, Goldfields Limited. 2 more stocks to go. Let me show you the next stock now. Ticker symbol NEM. Newmont Mining. Look at this lovely cut base that's forming on this stock. Now this is another gold stock, of course they all are. Weekly time frame. I really like this basing pattern. The earnings is due on the 24th of February, and you can see that So let me try and explain this a little bit more. So the best way to see a cup and handle form is you want to see lots of, as the left hand side of the cup forms, you want to see lots and lots of selling on volume, which is what you're seeing here, and lots of selling. And then as the base forms at the low point, you want to see volume increasing and the price not moving lower. So it shows accumulation. So it flattens out like this, goes sideways, and you see the volume increasing. That's accumulation right there. And then what you want to see is as it starts going up the right hand side of the base, volume increasing dramatically. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. Look at all the volume. Accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. And then what often happens is, and this is why a handle forms, is the market takes a rest, and then what you want to see is a handle form, but the volume to drop to show that there's no selling going on, and that is when you get ready to go, ready to pounce. So this might just form a base, no handle. I just don't know. I can't predict the future, but it's a nice looking stock. As I say, the earnings is due on the 24th. Let's just quickly go down to the daily, see if I can see anything that might be able to get you in. 1 second. It's such a strong start. Look at it. It's just moving so quickly. Let me just clean this chart up a second. 1 moment. So I've removed that basing pattern, but let's just examine this in real time. So we have this. You see a brief consolidation here, and it's breaking out again. Now look at the volume. Is it increasing as it breaks out? Yes. Look at the volume spike. Volume is always really important because it's the footprint of the market. So you can see it's trying to break out. So what might happen with this one is it might go sideways for a little bit more before it goes for its next move. So because earnings is due on the 24th, it's a bit risky, of course, but if you got to be in it to win it kind of thing. If you saw kind of price holding this around this 65 just before earnings, you might want to take the risk and go with the earnings report, hoping it's positive, and see if it goes. Up to you guys. So another trade idea there on this stock, ticker symbol NEM. Nice possible buying area at $65. Now over to the final stock now. Ticker symbol AU, AngloGold. Now you can see this is it's had a bit of a torrid time, this stock. Now we're down at this $20 level. Earnings is due on the 22nd of February. And look what we've got here, guys. So we've got we're right at this low point down here, and we've got this kind of flag starts forming. And you've got this consolidation going on here. And as I keep trying to teach you, look what's happening. This is a weekly chart. Notice the volume starting to increase down there as price is trying to break out of this consolidation. It's definitely trying to break out of this consolidation pattern. So this is another potential. It might come back down here first. I'm just showing you all possibilities. For me, that if you saw the price of this stock back down to here just before earnings, why not? Sorry, this is not advice. I'm just saying you could. I've got to be careful what I say. You could take the risk and get in on before earnings. That is definitely a risky thing to do. But if you've got major support there, the market's dropping. Traders are looking for safe havens. Gold is definitely a safe haven. This could benefit from that. There's lots of ideas there, guys. There's a breakout possibility, or there's a really safe trade idea down there. But you might want to wait for earnings to come out before you trade. It's up to you. So once again, earnings is due on the 22nd of February. Okay, that wraps up the video. Talked about a lot of stocks there, all gold stocks. And again, it's because professionals do look for safety nets when the market's in this kind of state. So gold is likely, doesn't mean it will, it's likely to benefit from this turmoil in the market. Final thoughts. On Monday the 21st, it's a bank holiday in the US. So the stock markets will be closed, and the overall markets, well, I say stock markets, the US stock market will be closed, and that will tend to mean that the overall markets will be very, very quiet on Monday. They're likely to be anyway. Doesn't mean they will. So there we go, guys. Lots of gold stocks, lots of things I've discussed there, lots of opportunities there before earnings reports. If you like what I'm doing, please, I really encourage people to please comment, because if you don't comment, I don't know if this is interesting. I don't know if it's worth me continuing. So always please bear that in mind. Please comment, because then I know people are interacting with the video. I know people are interested, and it encourages me to continue doing this. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you haven't done already, and of course like the video. Anything you can do to interact with this video, like it, comment on it, whatever you want to do, it's going to help me, help the channel to keep me doing this. Because if it doesn't improve, then there's just no point me doing it, guys, because I need people to interact with me. Then I know it's working. Thank you very much. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll speak to you soon.